thought. And you know what my last words were? That I think I can, or I'm going to go away and try and improve that. I did. Have a look. My last statement was I was going to go away and try and improve that. Well, I have a little bit. I just made a slight adjustment in there, which I can unadjust so I can get back to the, you know, where I said I'd charge it on video and all the rest of it. But it's only a slight improvement, as you can see, but any improvement's an improvement, isn't it? We know that I can improve the surface area on the carbon fibre weave. We know that. So, small improvements all the time. At the moment, this this memory is quite full, so I'm hoping that I can just catch the rest of this. If I do, I do. If I don't, I don't. I'm in the lap of the gods at the moment. I've just downloaded some video from this phone to my laptop as well, and I forgot to delete the files that's on there, so hey ho. So this is my slight improvement then to that battery, the same one you've seen with this new carbon that did 67 minutes. Wow. I must admit, I thought that was going to kick out not so long back, but it's just hanging in there, isn't it? I'm just looking at my carbon impregnated hands. Yeah. Now, unfortunately, earlier on today I put some stuff in the kiln, which is still in there now, which is my old carbon that you saw on the big battery. The material that I've shown you, I planned to carbonise it all, and so I've got a big huge tub of it, of active material. But now I've done this with this particular carbon. I wish that I'd have carbonised that other material instead, or at least done this test first, and that would have changed my decision as to what I put in the kiln. But there you go. So this has gone on for a full 8 minutes, longer than the, is it 9 minutes longer than the other one. All bar a few seconds, but it's 9 minutes longer. Well, that's 11 minutes longer, isn't it? Now, anyone in the right mind with a few calculations can actually take this and see that what I've said is gospel, and this is another charge. I've made a slight tweak to try and improve it, as I said I was gonna, and I have. But the point is, showing you this whole run, this last bit of the run, you should be able to see from what's happening with the voltage and what's happening with the time and what's happening with the motor that it is what I say it is. That's why for this particular bit I've left the video recording. So now I don't know what this is going to get to, but if that 5 turns to a 7, that is a full-on 20 minutes longer. Now, I want to capture all of this. I want to capture the end. If this video does kick out, or this phone, I should say, because of the memory, I'll have to press a couple of buttons and carry on recording into the phone memory as opposed to on the card, the SSD card, and kind of show you the last bit of the result. And I think I've got to say these are quite significant results. You know, I mean, I was getting like 15, 18, 20, 22 minutes from this with other setups, other carbons and whatnot that was trialing. But this, I mean, you now know that that is 20 minutes longer. Excuse me, I've just got to stir something that's on my heated stirrer. This one's got to get my undivided attention. Because if that one works, I will be over the moon. Because it is some graphene oxide in there, so this is just incredible. I can't even believe what I'm seeing, to be honest. I'm thinking there's some energy density going on in there. And a big part of this, I will say, is I've now got the equipment. To produce this. That fine powder. And you can, well, there's you can see smoke coming off that, but it is fine particles of that carbon. You know, prior to this, the best I could get was using activated carbon that was already powdered like that, as in the coconut variety. This is my own blended carbon. And it's just lovely stuff. And I've got some mesh to, I didn't even take the finest from this to make that active area. I just took that as it is. That's all I did. But I have researched the chemistry in this now. I do know some of what's going on and what's happening and why. "89 minutes, 90 minutes, wow. That's 23 minutes longer. Now we can see that at 0.3 something that motor's going to kick out. It's already wanting to stop, which I don't mind. Although another minute wouldn't hurt. Oh, well, there you go. There you go. That is just, I don't know what to say. I can't wait to build a capacitor with what I've got in there. You know, over this Christmas break, I have got to build a capacitor with the same electrolyte, the same active materials, and build a capacitor. I don't care which variety it is, but just build a capacitor. So, I mean, then we are looking at a rapid charge and a bit of a rapid discharge, but I'm just wondering how much current we can get from it. I do intend, let's do that, I do intend to build a large one of these, and I'll show you how big it's going to be. These placemats that I use for mixing everything up on and stuff like that. There's one here. I used that earlier on today to paint the material on this for this battery, and that's one of the placemats. And I'm going to build one that size, which will be I'm going to stick to the gold lines, the edge, 180 millimeters by about 260, 270, I suppose. So the whole surface area of that, I intend to make one of these. So anyway, at the risk of boring everyone, I just wanted to talk a little bit longer and just watch that. It's not brilliant, it's not the best I've had, but I do know how to improve that. So, you've seen it now, guys. Catch you in a bit. What I'm doing now is I'm running it again. It's been on over 2.1 volts for almost 4 minutes now, so I know we're still moving in the right direction. But what I've done is I've taken that big piece of aluminium. I've put I'm now using a piece of the aluminium foil, which is sat on top of that piece of aluminium, but it's insulated because it's got paper there. So I know it's insulated, and I did test it with the meter, so it's definitely isolated and insulated from the big piece. So this is now running on just the aluminium foil. So that's what's going on now. I kind of did some homework and looked at the chemistry, what was happening with the carbons you know, that's on this battery, and I hate to say this, you know. Well, no, I don't actually. I don't hate to say this. Robert Murray Smith, his last video again. He's got me going. I've been out shopping again today because of him, because of some ideas. Some of the things that he said in that last video regarding certain things, and you can work it all out for yourselves. But I've just been out shopping, and I bought some of these. Right, last video, Robert Murray Smith. Yeah. Now I'm not going to use the egg whites to coat the carbon fibre weave. I've said right from the beginning, and I'll say it again now, and I will say it right at the end. I do not intend to put that carbon fibre weave in that kiln and process it to make, you know, more surface area, little nano wires. And all the rest of it, because it's working as it is, so you know, that's fine. I've got some other chemistry in mind now with these eggs. Number one, I'm going to use the egg shells to carbonise. I'm going to keep them, carbonise them. I've been wanting to do some egg shells for ages. Just got a sneaky feeling about egg shells. Don't know why, but I have. And then you've got the egg whites and the egg yolks. I'll probably end up carbonising the yolks just to see, because there's a cellular structure there, isn't there? Not certain as to how good it is, but without trying you don't know. Now obviously egg yolks are not going to be a waste material ultimately, are they? You know, you've got no chance of that. Unless of course, like I keep saying about the other stuff, apples and onions and garlic and stuff, failed crops, whatever, we can see that we can get apple waste, apple cores, all of that sort of stuff, failed crops, you can see that. Onions and garlic, you know, you're better off looking at the properties of onions and garlic and finding something else with the same properties. High sulfur contents. So I'm just getting my head around the sulfur bit now, and other aspects of what's going on. And if you're cute, you can try and put a picture together without me explaining it. Talking about Robert Murray Smith's last video, what he explained to us, what he showed us again. Most informative video, as I've already said, and he said a lot about egg whites. He did mention coating the carbon fibre weave, but like I say, I don't intend to do that. The whole story behind that is, if you haven't heard it in the videos, is I don't intend to use that carbon fibre weave because of all of the reasons I've outlined. It's too difficult to deal with, unless, like I said earlier, I can find a way of manipulating it and using it properly, as in making it more manageable without all these fraying edges and all these strands everywhere, and you know, it's a total nightmare. If I could, let's say, fire it in the kiln and then resin coat it on the back and still be able to use or utilise the front or the underneath, should we say, then that would be fine. You know, I'd kind of look at it, but I've got my heart set on, you know, my own material for the cathode, so you know, that's the direction I'm going to go in. I've invested in this big heated press to do just that. So you know, I'm not gonna give up on that. But anyhow, this is long enough already. I'm going to start messing around with eggs. And watch this. Now, I've just said what I've said. It's on the aluminium foil, which I'll be filming in a minute anyway. We're on 9 minutes already. We're still at 2.07 volts. 32 milliamps on the current meter. So, it's the same battery running again. Except we know I've tweaked it now. Or you know I've tweaked it because of that extra time I got out of it on the last run. Whew. Wow. Where's this going to go? I don't know. I just don't know. I know where I'd like it to go. I haven't even tried to enhance this at all, this material. I haven't tried anything. I just fired it in the kiln, powderised it this morning and tried it. That's all I've done. You know, better chemistry as well. Who knows? Who knows? I bet Robert Murray Smith knows. I love the guy to bits, I really do. I think he's fantastic. As I say, I said in a prior video, and he thanked me for my comments about the FWG group and the comments about him. And I said in that video, I wish I'd have corrected this. I said I'm not talking about Robert Murray Smith himself, but what he's done for us. Now I said that for a reason, because I've never met the guy, so I can't comment on his personality and him. It was purely about what he's done for us, you know. So that was the reason for that comment, and I hope he didn't take that the wrong way, because that's how it was meant. So, you know, yeah, good old Robert Murray Smith. He's that last video. It's fired my head in so many different directions, and it's answered a few questions, I must admit. But it didn't answer the questions initially when I saw the video. I've watched it 3 times now, and it didn't answer these questions that I'm talking about. What answered these questions that I'm talking about, or shall we say, put the jigsaw together and the picture emerged as a whole, was what I've done here now with this carbon. And then I researched it just a little bit on Google Scholar, and it all just came together in my head. So yeah, another big up, you know, to Robert Murray Smith again. Thanks. So what I'll do now, I'll stop that, and I'll put the camera down there. Not that there's going to be much to see, because we're on 12 minutes now, and it's still over 2 volts, you know. Now I'm editing another video at the moment. I'm loving this new laptop of mine. Blisteringly quick. You know, I've got so many videos that I should have shown on YouTube and could have shown on YouTube. This one, for instance, you haven't seen that yet. It's my new Jelly Roll battery. Not as in a round one, it's sort of a ovaloid. It's got a big piece of plastic in the middle that I wrapped the materials around, and I tried it, tested it, you know, got the times and all the rest of it, and I haven't shown it. And it's purely because of my old laptop. It was just rubbish. It served me well, you know, served me well for years, but the thing is, it was just so damn slow with this video editing, and the new one's not. That's why you're going to see hopefully a few more videos quickly, you know, or a lot quicker than you would normally. So anyhow, I'm going to leave it at that. See you later.